Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jake Troxel. I am a youth life coach, and what I do is I help young adults and high schoolers understand who they are, how to be at peace with the individual that is them, and then how to go out into this world and truly succeed. The other day I posted in a high school subreddit about how to handle life, and if there's anything that they thought would be valuable to learn. And something that came up a lot was anxiety, which is a little bit different than stress. And whenever we go over stress, we'll go through that. But for now, we're just going to cover anxiety. So there are three main things we're going to focus on when it comes to this anxiety situation and how to handle it. The first is being connected to yourself. All right, so that's a very meta thing. What does it mean to be connected to yourself? I don't understand. I don't get it. For a long time, I was in that same place. I didn't know what it meant to be connected to myself. I knew how human beings worked and how they functioned, but I didn't actually know what was going on inside of me. I had to dig and dig and dig to be aware of the things that are happening in this inner world that I have. Now, you all being in high school have this gift of not having so many voices coming at you that have built a story about who you are. You're in the beginning phases, but they haven't gotten so deep that they have changed the trajectory of your life. So you still have time to start understanding what's going on inside of yourself and building a good narrative. So understanding what is happening within yourself is really important, and getting connected to the current feeling that you're having. So anxiety is, I'm afraid I'm going to get bad grades. I'm afraid my friends aren't going to like me. All of this stuff is causing this idea of I'm going to get rejected inside of me. I'm going to be abandoned. I'm not going to be loved as I am. So the anxiety shows up in these negative ways that the future isn't actually going to be good. So when we get connected to ourselves, we understand that's what's going on. Now, a cool way to actually imagine connecting to yourself, and it's something that I've done in the past and do here and there as well, is imagine sitting down across from myself at a coffee table or any table at home. If you got a desk, sitting across from yourself at a desk and just having a conversation, going back and forth. That was really helpful. Now, a lot of the times when we have anxiety, we get told, oh, just find something to cover it up with. Now, how I like to imagine this is a tea kettle that has boiling water in it, so it gets hot, so then you can put your tea inside, and then it stoops, and then you can drink the tea. Now, every time something in life that happens that's difficult for us, that causes anxiety, it's like turning up that heat just a little bit. And then something else happens and it's a little bit more. Something else happens and it's a little bit more. And all of a sudden, that is turned up as high as it can. And it is steaming hot. And what happens with the tea kettle is it starts to scream. There's a really loud hissing sound that comes if you leave it on. And eventually what would end up happening is all that water would disappear, and then the tea kettle would actually start to burn and melt. So that is what happens to us when we don't deal and handle with anxiety. So it's really important, again, getting connected to yourself so you can realize, hey, this is what's actually going on. I'm afraid, I'm scared, I don't think I'm going to be valued or cared for. So you get connected to yourself. The second thing is building habits of this. So anxiety, as I just said with that one scenario with the tea kettle, it's not going to disappear one time doing that. Being like, oh, I feel scared for tomorrow. I feel scared for this test. If you don't continually go back to connecting to yourself, it's really easy to let that anxiety overwhelm you. You might say to yourself, hey, it's going to be all right. No matter what grade you get on this test, you're still important, you're still valuable, you're still significant. So if you have that happen, and you talk to yourself and you feel really good within yourself, and you're like, I calmed down my anxiety. You're gonna have to do that again and again, because anxiety is going to come back. I would say it's always going to be coming back, but you're gonna get stronger to be able to handle that. All right, so building habits of how do you handle your anxiety is really, really, really important. Scrolling through your phone isn't going to be the best way to handle that. Playing video games isn't going to be the best way of handling that. Doing something in which you are realizing there's an inner world inside of me and it's trying to tell me something, that's going to be how you handle it. So those are my two first nuggets of how to deal with anxiety, and the third one is really getting to the core. Now this one, I am 30 years old, so a lot older than most of you, double probably many of you that are going to be watching this. And it has taken me 30 years to actually get to the core of a lot of the areas of my life that have pain. You not being so far removed from that stuff that have created pain in your life is really good, because then you can go back to it and process it in a healthy way, which if any of you need any help with, you can put that in the comment section. Hey, I don't know how to go back and process pain, or reach out to me in any form and I'll be able to help with that if you feel like you need someone to do that with. But getting to the core of what is causing the anxiety is really important. So I briefly tossed it in there with the first one of getting connected with yourself. But it's like, oh, I feel if all of my friends reject me, or if I go to school and I don't get good grades, I'm not going to get into a good college, and I'm not going to get a good job, and I'm going to end up homeless, whatever it may be, whatever the scenario is. So we'll use that last one. Don't get into a good college, don't get a good job, don't make enough money, I end up on the street. So ending up on the street, what the deeper idea, story might be, is people are going to think I am a joke of a human being. I'm going to be ashamed of who I am. I'm not going to be loved because everyone's going to abandon me when I'm on the street. I'm going to be rejected by society. People are going to be like, oh, there's a person that doesn't have a home. They're so bad at doing life. So those inner ideas that are going on, that's what you want to get to. Because once you get to that place and you talk to yourself in that place, you can calm yourself down and be like, hey, even if you don't go to college, doesn't mean you're not going to get an awesome job. Doesn't mean you couldn't start a business. Doesn't mean you're going to end up homeless. If you have a desire to grow, I promise you won't end up homeless. So those are the 3 ways to handle anxiety. The first one is getting connected to yourself. The second, building strong habits. And the third is getting to the core of what is causing that anxiety. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. If anything was helpful, share this with your friends, comment below. I always like hearing what was good and impactful for you all so that I can move forward and make more videos that help you in direct areas. All right, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day.